Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. We're doing a room build. We're doing another giant kitchen. The new kitchen stuff pack, the Home Chef Hustle, I think is what it's called, has been super inspiring because, ouch, that was my elbow. You know what? Full disclaimer, I'm just gonna start it since that's how this video started. The videos that I'm recording today are a little more unhinged than usual, and I'm just rolling with the energy because I have no other time to record for the next 2.5 weeks. I gotta get some of these out because otherwise I'm not gonna have videos for y'all, and I know y'all are very forgiving and very sweet and very kind about it, but I am not forgiving about it. So I want to get these videos out, but they're a little unhinged. They've gotten more unhinged as we go. That was my elbow. I'm fine now. It wasn't that hard to hit. I'm also kind of in a hurry, and I'm talking a little bit lower than I usually do because I have a house guest and a storm, and I'm not sure how good my power is going to hold up. It's just that kind of day. Anyways, the Home Chef Hustle Kit is, I believe, what it's called, and it has such inspiring swatches. They're so good. They're getting so good at their colors. What I want them to do now, I'm changing position, so I'm away from the mic. What I want them to do now is take all of these amazing colors from like the last 4 or 5 packs that they've done, like all the way back through like Paranormal, right? And I want them to do a swatch update where everything base game gets those colors. And it would be great if they did other pack stuff. I would understand if they didn't, but it would be so cool if they took the pack colors and just added it to base game. It would give us so many options. That's what I think I would do probably, is like every time if it was my game, and I say this having never developed a game of this size, so I am not judging, but like if I was the Sims team, I think what I would have done because of the lack of color wheel, every time a new pack came out and we picked new swatches, I would have probably gone back and like tried to do a swatch update for the base game. Now there's so many packs that I feel like that would be really hard to mess with, you know, but it would be cool if they had done it that way. These colors are really kind of interesting. They're kind of like throwback colors almost. They're like 1970s vibes, which is not my favorite era for decor. Y'all know me. I've talked about it before. Wood paneling and we do simply not get along. But I dig the red and I dig the wood tones, which is shocking because they're a little bit of that like kind of goldenrod color. I love the yellow in this pack. The green is amazing. The blue is lovely. This pack rocks. So the goal I was trying to do with this kitchen is I had this idea in my head of like a Food Network kitchen. I wanted like a space that felt like, and I kind of did it wrong because like if it was gonna actually be on Food Network, the cooktop should be in the island probably, but I put the sink rather in the island because, you know, usability wise it makes more sense to have the stove against the wall, because I think that would probably be the easiest way to run gas lines and stuff. And although, is that an induction cooktop? I think that might actually be an induction cooktop, so it doesn't matter then. But regardless, it's a glass cooktop. Yeah, I bet you it's induction, which means it doesn't matter. But anyways, the thought process behind it was it should probably be there, and I wanted to use the range hood, which is a wall range hood. So, but I wanted it to be really kind of bright and flashy and like busy, but not in like a bad way, not in like a cluttered way, like busy with intention. So the first thing I knew I wanted to do is I wanted to take that light and make it look like it was leaning against the back cabinet, and I knew I wanted the truck on the wall because it's just weird enough, right? And I knew I wanted the booth. I'm not the most happy with how the booth came out. I know there's probably a better way to do that booth, but this was my first attempt at something like that. I think the booth looks okay. I kind of didn't focus too much on the other side of the room. I was really intent on the kitchen because I put windows in kind of with the intention of that being an outside wall, but where the door is, if this was going in like an apartment or something for me, that would 110% be open concept. Like the truck would move in closer to the fridge, and that would be much more open. It would be a bigger walkthrough. So I kind of like just didn't bother too much with that wall over there because to me this room would slot in differently, but it also wouldn't be super hard to put like family photos or something up on that wall, which would make it really nice. We have the KitchenAid. That's not what they're called. Stand mixer. There we go. KitchenAid is one of those that's like Kleenex or like John Hancock, right? Like those are not the actual. A Kleenex is not a thing. A Kleenex is a brand. It's a tissue. But at least in the part of the world I grew up with, everyone called them Kleenex. Hey, can I have a Kleenex? where I live now, almost everyone says, hey, you got a KitchenAid, and what they mean is a stand mixer. And funnily enough, not a lot of people actually have a KitchenAid stand mixer, but it's just one of those things where everyone's heard it said so many times, everyone calls it a KitchenAid. I know John Hancock, for the record, is a signature. But, so we have a stand mixer out. I decorated the shelves up a little bit more cluttered. Like I said, I was kind of trying to imagine what it would look like as like a Food Network backdrop, like a brunch with Bobby, or like, I think someone actually had a red kitchen. Was it Rachel Ray? Rachel Ray might have had a red kitchen at one point. My mom went through a huge Rachel Ray era when I was younger, and so like one pot dinners and like 30-minute meals, those are like my holy grail. Not like her specifically, but just trying to get food on the table faster. Or like, I always remember as a kid her doing the like everything can go in one shot carries, and like I still do that as an adult. Like that was like one of those core things where I was like, I can carry everything in one go. And I made the cabinet super cluttered. I think I have it set up where there's one cabinet on the back wall that would be functional, and then all of the cabinets around, with the exception of I think one or two technically with the sink, in the booth, in the island / booth, that would be functional. So this kitchen would work. But it is quite a cluttered kitchen, but it's also quite a big kitchen. I've been enjoying big kitchens lately. I usually kind of smush, in like my personal play, I smush kitchens into small areas, and then I don't get to play with all the clutter. So I've been liking building kitchens. I've been liking building busy kitchens lately, and very colorful and fun kitchens. Side note, I want to talk about too, that cabinet to the right side of the screen with the plates and stuff, that is a corner cabinet, which means it doesn't quite touch on either side. I am certain that will bug some of you, and I am very, very sorry about that, but I wanted a little bit of differentiation. I didn't just want like a big red block there, so I went ahead and picked that, and I don't think it looks terrible. I think it looks quite okay. Looking at it now, being away from this for a little bit, I maybe should have put some like wood splattering behind it or something. Splattering, you know, the stilts. My brain is not coming up with good words today, but like some sort of backsplash that would have tagged it all in. Nonetheless, I think it looks fine. This is also a little bit of an unprecedented build, in that I built this on lunch today. Like, I literally had my like little lunch and built this little room, and then I got off work and was like, oh, it's pouring with rain. I can't go outside and do what I was going to do. It's actually like storming really good. And my plan had been to go out. I'm working on my hay storage because I don't have any and I need some because my hay molded last year. And so I was like, oh, well, I can't do that because it's pouring down with rain and it's thundering and it's super windy. And I was like, my hay is going to go under a tarp that is hopefully like turned basically into a roof. And I was like, well, since it's blowing like crazy, I don't really know if I want to fight with a 30-foot tarp right now. That sounds like a good way for me to end up in the canal, which is very cold and wet, and I don't want to deal with it. So I was like, cool, I'll record. So this might be the first time ever on the channel where I have made a video like this, like done like a speed build, and then actually recorded the speed build in the same day. When I started doing YouTube, I didn't do that by intention because I was very self-conscious, and so like of the builds, of my voice, of everything, so I would not record the speed build or record the voiceover or do the final edits or upload on the same day. Like none of those things would happen. It was a 4-day process because like I needed time away from it or I would get too squeaky about it. Now it's still a multi-day process, mostly just because I fit it in between things. So it's still like I very rarely like upload the same day that I record or anything like that, because like I'll record throughout the week and then I'll have like a day to do all of the voiceovers, but then that takes like a couple of hours, so then that's all the time I have for that day. So then I'll like edit on a lunch break or something, but then that takes up all of that time, and then I'll get like 3 or 4 videos sorted and then I'll upload them all and schedule them, is kind of how it breaks down. So I still don't record, edit, do voiceovers or post all on the same day, and add social media, like making the posts for those, and like it can be a multi-day process, but that's fine. I enjoy doing it. I do wish I had a little bit more of a schedule where like I didn't have these moments of like huge in-betweens, but like I'll get there, it's whatever. I was having a little bit of an existential crisis in like the last voiceover I was doing, because I was like, oh yeah, I've been doing this for like 2 years, and that's what I've been saying, but that math didn't math, because I started the YouTube channel like I think when I was still like 2 jobs ago, and I've been at my current job for like 2.5 years, right? Yeah, because I got the 2-year block. That's how they, which means, so I was having, I need to actually look and see. I'm tempted to just pull it up right now. Do you guys want to do this together? You're gonna hear mouse noises, which usually I don't do in voiceovers. When did I post my first YouTube video? Can I even see more mouse noises? Can I even see? Let's see. Does YouTube not have a go to end button? I've posted 164 videos. Well, that's a lot of videos. Go to end, please. I should just filter like old by new. I'm almost there. Anyways, in the build, we're getting to use all of the cool, oh, there's that. Let's see. First video, Cozy Writer's Cottage, posted 2020. It's been 3 years. How did I forget an entire year? How do I still feel so new at this? It's been 3 years. It's been 3 years. Wow, that's exciting. Anyways, so see, it's definitely time to start expanding. I've been trying to work on putting other stuff on the channel. It's time. It's time. I'm gonna close this, because where did 3 years go? Oh my goodness. That's exciting though. That makes me really happy that I've stuck with it that long, because I keep thinking to myself, like, when I have like an off day or something, like, oh, you see, you're gonna not stick with it again. I think 3 years is a long time to stick with it. I'm quite proud of myself. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. I don't know if you could hear that, but I patted myself on the back. And that makes me feel even better about putting like new and different stuff on the channel, because I always said like I wanted to do some stuff, but I didn't want to just do some stuff, and then I got a little in my head about it. And lately I've been trying to do more stuff on the channel. That makes me excited. Oh, I'm all fired up to keep going now. That's good news. Okay, back to the build. What were we doing here? We put a plant. We're picking wallpaper. I left this part in because there were several contenders in the wallpaper department, and sometimes when I'll watch like James Turner or Deligracy or something like that, they'll put a wallpaper up and then they'll like change it for something else, and I liked the previous wallpaper and it'll inspire me to do a build. And so sometimes when I'm like, wow, there were a lot of good wallpapers that could have worked in this kitchen, I try to leave that in so that if y'all are watching, you could be like, yeah, but no, I like, yes darling, hold on, I'll let you out in just a moment. My door is closed and he's quite upset about it, but sometimes when there's a lot of really good options for wallpaper, I try to leave it in so that you guys could maybe see one and be like, nah, but she should have picked the brick. Ooh, brick would have been very good in this kitchen. Y'all see herringbone? I talked about this in a different video. That herringbone puts in the work. Like, it is in every book. The subway tiles, if they were just like a little bit less cartoony, they would be so good. The problem is when I see them in any swatch, I see like N64 Mario and it just throws me off. I'd like an updated subway tile that's like a little bit smaller, a little bit cleaner, it looks a little bit less like stone, and maybe a little bit more like quartz or something. Not quartz, glass tiles. I think that would be really, like, just take the herringbone, that beautiful herringbone, and just like subway tile it. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Would be amazing. But anyways, we are almost to the end of this video, and I'm going to go ahead and stop talking just a couple minutes early, because as you heard, Watson would very much like to be let out of the room, and I have to walk away to be able to do that. And if I walk away, I'll lose my train of thought and it'll all be over anyway. So I'm going to go on that note. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for being around. I hope you're having a really great day and you're feeling loved. And if you're not feeling loved, please know that I love you and I'm glad you exist. I'm glad you're here. You make this community, this world, this life a better place to be. And I look forward to talking to y'all each and every week. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.